Hello friends, welcome to another video on my YouTube channel, and in this video you will learn how to connect Dialogflow CX agent to a website so that you will have a small icon on down right corner of the website, and when someone clicks on that, a window pops up and the user can chat with the Dialogflow CX agent. We will utilize a functionality called Dialogflow Messenger provided by Google itself, and we will leverage this functionality to build the connection between the agent and the website widget. We will look into all the different offerings of this Google Dialogflow plugin or connection. So let's get started. Now let's move to the CX platform itself. I'm here on my CX platform and I have a starter template agent built on the platform. And if I look into the start page, you will see that there is a default welcome intent. And if I go here to test the agent and if I say hi, we will see greetings, how can I assist you? And obviously it is coming from the responses under this route. Now, if I go to this manage section and under integrations, if I scroll down, I'll see text based and suggested Dialogflow Messenger. And when I click on this connect, it will show a pop-up where you decide few things. First, the access. So this integration will provide us a piece of code. And in order to use that piece of code, either we go with authorized access or unauthorized access. Authorized access will need the user to log in with the Google ID and then they can talk. With unauthenticated access, anyone on the website can talk without login. So I'll choose unauthenticated API access. Now there are two layouts. One which is kind of this on side pane and one is kind of a pop out. I'll choose the side panel and I'll click on enable unauthenticated access. Now there is a new button appear. Try it now. I'll click on it and you can see it shows conversation. If I say hi, you can see we got answer back. Now you see here UI setting. If I go here, you can see there are few things that you can change. For example, if I can change the background, I can change the border of the bubble. Okay, I can change the background of this user. Let me do it to plain white, and for agent as well, plain white. Apply, and you can see this kind of interface. You can change the font as well. Okay, and when you do all of these things, this will appear on the interface as well. So now if let me save this. Now if I go to manage section and again integration and manage, you will see there is a piece of code available. This code you need to integrate in your website. So I'll copy this. Now what happens is that for local testing demonstration, it is not possible to run this code just by putting it into HTML index HTML or HTML file. So we need to create a server for that, and for that I'll go to Visual Studio Code. Let me zoom in a bit. Okay, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, and here I'll write a few code that will help us run a server and ultimately render the information into HTML page. So for that I'm going to use Python 3 -m venv to create a new virtual environment. Then I'll say I'll activate the virtual environment, then I'll install Flask. So this will be the server that we are going to use, and then I'll create a main.py file. Okay, here I'll say from Flask import Flask, and let me just refresh the environment so that we don't see any errors. And then I'll need render template. I'll create an app using the Flask. I guess it will take an argument __ name, and then I'll create app.get home route def handle _home. Okay, and this will return render template, and we will need to pass the template. For that I'll create a new folder, templates. Here I'll create index.html file, and here I'll pass the name index.html. So the setup of this render template is that it looks into templates folder for the file name we have provided. And finally what I'll do is that if __ name equals to __ main, then app.run and debug true. So this will spin up the server. Now what I'll do is that very quickly I will create the index.html page. For that I'll just copy paste a few amount of information. Now here I need to paste my code. So let me grab the information and I'll paste it here. Okay, so when I do that and I'm going to save this, and if I come here and clear the screen and I say Python main.py, it will spin up the server. If I go to the server, you'll see this widget. Okay, and if I say hi here, you'll see hi, how are you doing, obviously coming from this default welcome intent. Now there are many things that you can do with this Dialogflow CX, and for that Dialogflow Messenger. If I come here and on this page, so Dialogflow Messenger. So here you can try different things. First, this is basic information for embedding the Dialogflow Messenger. Okay, so here the first thing is HTML customization. So you can do these things. Okay, you can do these things like agent ID and language code, project ID and stuff like that. You can change. Then you can change the chat title, subtitle, title icon and other stuff related to the appearance of the chat interface. I am kind of more interested in these three: JavaScript events, JavaScript functions and fulfillments. So let's look into JavaScript events. So there are a couple of events. For example, messenger loaded. Once the messenger is loaded, if you want to do something, chat open changed. So that means there is a close button to this, but this interface doesn't have that. But if I go here and I guess if I come here under integration, under this part, I'll disable it and I'll select this one. Okay, and if I enable the API, so that means let's copy this. Okay, and let's come here, and here is the part where I want to change this. I'll change this. Okay, let me zoom in a bit. Okay, so I have changed it under the body. Okay, let me save this, stop this and restart this. Now if we come here and refresh this, hopefully we have this kind of interface. Now I click here and you can see now I can see if the window is open or closed. So let's see that. So if I come here, copy this, and if I go this part and I'll add new script, I'll see this. Okay, and I'll save this. Okay, so we have added, like, if this change, then let us know. So when I save this and let me restart it. So if we now come here and we go here, let me refresh this and let me open the console log here. So there is no log, but when I click here, you'll see chat is open. When I click here, chat is closed. So this way you can monitor few things. Now let's do one thing. What we will do is that when someone opens the chat, let's send hi to Dialogflow, and instead user start the conversation, we start the conversation. Okay, so for that we come here and JavaScript functions. I need to go for JavaScript function send query. Okay, so it says that send query. So I'll copy this and I'll come here. Okay, under this part, or let's say under this part, okay, send query, and we will just say hi, and let's say let is open false. So when someone when the window is loaded, it is false. But then I want to make it if only is open, not is open, then in that case send this. Okay, so if I come here, okay, this part, let me reload this. Okay, closed. If I here, you'll see that we have received a message And let me change this a bit because it's kind of a confusing. So if I come here, let me delete this and let me say, hi, how can I help you today? Okay, so if I say hi here, hopefully, yeah. So now you see, I'll reload this. Okay, it doesn't do anything. Okay, it doesn't do anything. But if I open this, you will see we got, hi, how can I help you today? That means what happened is that we have sent this message from the front end imitating like user has sent something, but I'm not sure why we are seeing this twice. Oh, I guess there is something issue with this. Yeah, my bad. What had happened is that is open equals to then true. Okay, so let's come here again. Okay, if I refresh this, okay, there are now 4 times, hi, how can I help you? If I do this and if I do this, now there is only the 5th time. So we are receiving, because I figured out that I was not changing the flag, but I did that. So now I hope you understand what I'm trying to explain here is that with the help of these functionalities, JavaScript event, which lets you understand if something is happened, and JavaScript functions, which lets you run a particular thing. Okay, when, for example, there is a clear storage. Okay, you can copy this, come here, and if I do here, let me paste it here first, and let's JavaScript event and loaded. Okay, so what I want to do is that when the thing is loaded, just clear the cache. I don't want the cache to be there. Okay, let's save this, and if I come here, refresh this, my bad, why the cache was not clear? But maybe the cache was clear, but this says stored in cookie as well, I guess. So it should have cleared. No, it's not working the way. I'm not sure if I have the correct understanding about the front-end JavaScript. But I hope I have made my point here that there are a lot of things that you can do with this. I'm not sure why it did not work, and my mind is going there. Okay, no problem. And the last part is this Dialogflow Messenger fulfillment. So now there are very rich responses that you can use. Okay, very rich responses that you can use in Dialogflow CX to see different kinds of, for example, button type of response. So this is a button type of response. So I can copy this. I can come here under Dialogflow. I'll add custom payload. I'll select this and I'll paste this. I'll save this. So if I do this again here, and you can see the custom payload is there. Okay, now if I come here and hopefully if I do this, why it did not work? Yeah, because the first time we have done that. So if I do hi, yeah, you can see button text. Okay, what it does is go to example.com. But I hope you understand you can do whatever you want to do. There are suggestion chips as well. Okay, so let me copy this. I'll come here. I replace the content. Okay, save this. I'll come here. I'll say hi again. Yeah, you can see suggestion chip. Now let's understand how to send these kind of rich responses from the webhook itself. So we have a server running here. Okay, let me close this. I'm not sure why it did not work. I need to look into this. If any one of you figure out why it did not work, please write in comment. I'll be happy. Now let's do one thing here. Let's create app dot post route here. Okay, this post route will be our webhook, and we will be sending rich response from this. Okay, so let's say handle, let me check this, get post home. Okay, and in case we want to get the request, I can do that as well. So the body will be request dot get JSON. I'll print the body itself, coming body, and then what we will do is that, let's say response data is equal to an object with a key fulfillment messages. And if you wondering how I'm getting this, then you should check this out. If I go here, so it says that you need to send these things. And if I go to, I'm not sure if this is the right, yeah, I think this should be the one, webhook. Yeah, so if you see here, we need to send this kind of JSON object in the response, so it can understand the information and render. So finally, here fulfillment messages will be a list of object where we have text, which is an object where we have text, which is a list, I guess, and we have hi, how can I help you? Okay, and under that we will have another thing, which is an object with payload property. Okay, and that will be the rich response that we want to send. Let me copy that. Okay, my bad, I guess. Yeah, I guess this should go under fulfillment messages, and yeah, so this is a list. Yeah, I need to, okay, so everything is set. So fulfillment messages can have an object which is kind of a payload. Okay, and what we can do is that, let me import JSONify as well, and we will return JSONify response data. Okay, let me save this. So now since this server is running locally on my machine, and Dialogflow CX doesn't have the capacity to call my machine. So what I need to do is that I need to expose my local host to internet, and for that I'll close this and I'll open a new terminal. Okay, I'll open a new terminal. I'll first source there, then I'll run the application, and then what I'll do is that I'll do Ngrok 5000. So this will give me a webhook URL, and if I go here, go to Dialogflow, manage webhook, create new, let's say test. I'll provide my URL. Okay, this is the URL on which we will receive a post request. I'll come here, start page, blah blah blah. I don't want this. I want to enable webhook. I'll say test. I'll say default welcome intent, and I'll save this. And hopefully if I replay this, oops, we did not receive anything. If I come here, there is an issue, I guess. I'm not sure why we weren't able to receive anything. If I hi here again, yeah, I receive a request here. You can say this is the information we received. Okay, but we weren't able to send this. Let me check what's the issue today. It seems like a couple of things is not working. Fulfillment response. Yeah, fulfillment response, my bad. This should be fulfillment response. Let me save this. Let me come back here. If I play this, oh, okay, failed to pass. Oh, it says failed to parse, but if I come here, this should have fulfillment response, which is an object. Okay, oh my bad, which is an object. So if I come here, so fulfillment response, which is an object, okay, which has messages, and yeah, that should be the list of messages. And I guess the payload needs to be put somewhere else. Let me figure out where it needs to be added. So if I come here, and okay, so as this we can send payload. So as this we can send payload like this, but we need to remove that, and we need to remove that. Okay, so this is the format. Fulfillment messages is separate and payload is separate. And hopefully if I save this, and if I come here, go here, blah 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 blah, fingers crossed. Yeah, webhook payload is here, and it did not come here. If I come here, and if I refresh this, and if I write yeah, we only got this. So that means we need to set the payload inside this. So message object, response message. Okay, inside that, my bad, inside that there is a text which we have, and then there is a payload. So under messages, okay, there is text and there is payload. Let me save this, hopefully fingers crossed. Now one more time, if I come here and if I say hi, okay, now we got our custom payload. I thought it will not work. Oh, I'm not sure what's happening here. It's unable to let me write something. Okay, but yeah, so you can see, I'm sure I have messed in the part of doing this too. I have surely messed, but I guess I have made my point. So now with these video response, button response, image response, list response, accordion is there, there is suggestion sheet, citations is there, then there is file response type is there where it is downloadable, then there is custom, yeah, you can set your custom elements. I'm not sure, you need to read more about it. Combine response type, you can combine a couple of response types. Okay, so as you can see, there is info as well. So as you can see, there are so many things that you can do. So what happens is that you create your Dialogflow agent, and the same agent is connected to your website, and you will have your agent working, and you can manage the backend of the agent very easily. Create a webhook, manage the webhook for different tags, and send different responses from your webhook. Yeah, so I guess this is it from my side. I hope you now understand how to use Dialogflow CX Messenger and connect your Dialogflow CX agent to a website very easily, and you can manage and configure a couple of things here and there, and you can build backend for the messenger itself, and send different rich content from the webhook in the response. So I guess finally this is it. If you like my work, please consider subscribing to my channel. That helps. Thank you for watching. Peace.